Hello, this is Outline Man, and I'm here to discuss Dragonball Z Fighters. Right, first things first, this game is actually a good Dragon Ball Z game. Let's go ahead and talk about the old Dragon Ball Z games of the past. I remember when we first got the first good ones, we had Final Battle on the PlayStation 1. It was a Final Battle, alright, it wasn't that great. We got Ultimate Battle 22. I think it had 22 characters, but some of them was hard to unlock. That one was even worse than Final Battle. We had Dragon Ball Z Budokai, decent. Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2, a little bit more decent. And Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3. That's when it started getting good. We finally had a story mode that seemed like they had okay voice acting. They took away some of the cutscenes that they had in Dragon Ball Z Budokai 1, but they still managed to do a pretty good job. Then we went through Tenkaichi. We went through the Rage and Blast series. We went through the Xenoverse series. We made the Dragonball Fighter. At the time of this recording, though, I'm pretty sure we have Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, which was okay. That's all I'm gonna say on that one. Actual good game, Dragon Ball Z Fighter. What makes this game actually good is the fact that it's actually our first competitive Dragon Ball Z game, where we actually have combos where we can actually practice them, evolve, and get a little bit better at those combos. We'll go over the modes. One of the first modes that a lot of people seem to forget that this game has is a story mode. The story mode isn't the greatest, but it is an original story mode. Basically, they introduced a new character called Android 21, and she's the main antagonist. They give a little bit of lore to the character. It's definitely not the greatest, but it is an original story mode, where we're not fighting Raditz in conjunction with Nappa. Then we on to Frieza, then we on to Cell, then we made our way to Majin Buu. Then again, Raditz isn't even in this game. Hopefully he'll be DLC one day, who knows. Hopefully he's a free DLC. Don't want to be paying for Raditz. But anyway, back to the game at hand. We have a story mode, which is, it does its job of introducing you to the new character, I guess. I think that's the only thing the story mode is for. It's even your way to unlock the character, but this game has went through some updates, so as of this recording you can literally just purchase Android 21 and you don't have to go through story mode if you don't want to. The game also features another mode called arcade mode, where it starts off as a fun idea, but then you realize that the game just starts cheating. When you start doing arcade mode, you're like, alright, this is pretty good. You're doing the Snake Way challenge. Then you get to hard mode, and that's when the computers just start throwing a bunch of specials. They just start doing anything, man. It's just frustrating. Their key meter just accelerates, and then they just take it full advantage of it and just do anything to you. It's nonsense. It's not a fun time at all. But arcade mode seems to be the way that you can get Zenny. And Zenny is the currency in this game where you can actually buy like different color palettes. You can buy Android 21 now. You can buy stamps. You can buy a whole bunch of miscellaneous things that doesn't really affect your gameplay at all. So that's what they use the Zenny system for. So also you have your local player where you can fight, I guess, against another person, or you can fight against the computer. I do not recommend fighting against the computer. As we have gotten farther on in games have made the AI basically read your inputs and just do whatever they want to do. So it's never really fun to fight computers. Next mode we got training mode. Training mode is pretty good. It's what you would expect. You have a mode where you can go in there and you can have the computer set to like block, stationary, movement. We actually started getting these settings as a progression. We also have frame data, so you can actually see what frames your moves are running in, what type of delay it has, your button inputs on there. It's a pretty good training mode, is what you would expect from a modern game right about now. You also have a tutorial where if you can't figure out the mechanics, they'll lay them out one by one, explain the mechanics to you. And you also have a combo challenge where they'll start giving you little tidbits and show you what the character's usually working with. They usually have 10 challenges, but being as this is a fighting game where it frequently gets its patches and new characters are introduced in there, you have the tag mechanic, you can basically make your own combos. So you can use those 10 combo challenges they have as a guideline basis, but you can make other combos outside of it. I'm pretty sure most people either do it by accident or intentionally. Next mode we have rank mode, online mode. This is pretty much where, pretty much everybody that buys this game is gonna hang out here. Here you can fight people online. You can do player match, where you just match up against people with no penalties for losing rank, or you can do rank matches, where in the rank matches you can go online and they'll try to matchmake you based on your skill levels. Sometimes that happens, sometimes it doesn't. It depends. Like sometimes you'll be fighting a person that's like a white square, and they'll be like one of the lowest ranks, but it turns out they know exactly what they're doing, so it is what it is. You have that rank system, and basically people fight for, different ranks, like Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan 3, all types of ranks. The other mode that you have in this game is, what do you have in this game? Wait a minute, we got other modes in this game, don't we? Oh yeah, you have a spectator mode, where you can basically view your replays and everything. So if you don't already want the game capture, the game automatically saves your replays and you can watch them. And you can even choose who spectates them. It'll be a character from the Dragonball Z universe. So also, obviously you can fight other people online. The way they did it was kind of terrible in this game. They added something called the ring mechanic, which was terrible. You basically set up a ring inside of a lobby, and the person that wants to battle you has to be inside that same lobby in the ring. Then they're able to battle you. When this game first launched, oh man, it was terrible. This game didn't work. You could fight offline, and that's about all you could do. If you try to do anything online, the game would just kick you out. I got mad. I almost wanted my money back. I was like, man, I can't even play Dragonball Fighterz online. But then the game, they worked on it. They started fixing it. Patches have been coming. One of the biggest patches we just got was multiple assist patch. Before, we had every character with just their basic assists. If it was good, it was good. If it was bad, it was bad. That was detrimental to the game. It made a lot of characters just never saw play, whether they were good or not, because they had a bad assist. So then what they did was they made 3 different assists. You have an A and B type assist, which are pretty much the same as the regular ones, but you got a little bit of an option variation there. And then they added a C assist in addition, where that one's it's just crazy. It just has more blocks done. It does multiple hits, but it has a longer cooldown in exchange for it being more powerful and having a higher duration. These changes, I think they were good changes. It's hard to tell. The game is on its 3rd season pass right now. The first one introduced characters like Bardock, Broly, Murzamatsu. Who else was in there? Vegito Blue was in there. Cooler was in there. Super 17, base form Goku, and a base form Vegeta. What else was in there? Then Season Pass 2 came out. In Season Pass 2 we got Jiren and Videl to kick it off, which was weird. He gave us Jiren and Videl in the same run. That was very awkward. And they gave us Kid Goku, Janemba, Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta from the movie, and another Broly from the movie. Awkward. Now currently we're on Season 3, where they're giving us Kefla and Ultra Instinct Goku, and we don't know what else is coming. Although heavy speculation says it might be Omega Shenron, and we don't know who the other 2 people are going to be. But we'll see. Been wondering if they were going to make a Dragon Ball Z Fighterz 2 in response to this. But this game has been very popular, especially with the fighting games. This is actually one of the tournaments in Dragon Ball, in Evo in general, where a lot of people are competing and try to win. We have lots of stories. We got people fighting like Sonic Fox and Yoichi. One time one of them win Evo, then the next one win Evo. They be just tearing people up on the sidelines. It'd be scary. That's why I don't go to Evo. I don't want to go to Evo and have to fight them round 1. That wouldn't be nice at all. But that's pretty much how they do it. This game is actually has a pretty healthy roster now. Oh yeah, let's talk about something I should have been talking about in the first place. This is basically like Marvel vs. Capcom 2, where it's 3-on-3, 3v3, and it's an Arc System Works game. So a lot of the mechanics from Blaze Blue, like air dashes and mediums and lows and extra airtime and extended combos, pretty much carries over from there. But with the Dragon Ball Z flair, we made a huge mistake in this game when we incorporated the mechanic Super Dash. Super Dash is weird because basically in fighting games you have something called a neutral, where basically you'll do your move from wherever you are on the side of the screen to gain control of the situation and fight against the other person that's on the opposite side. Dragon Rush kind of negates all of that because you basically get the full dash from the other side of the screen to meet your opponent no matter where they are. So that kind of threw the neutral game, well, it's kind of weird. You can actually stop Dragon Dashes. Some characters have moves that can do it, but everybody has a universal, what do they call it, a 5L move that can basically just attack them out of it real quick. It's a pretty good one. What else we got in this game? We 3-on-3. Yeah, we got an assist mechanic and a tag mechanic where we can basically extend our combos and do new combos with having the assist come in there, pop them up real quick, and then keep your combo going. But your assists have cooldown, so you can't just infinitely throw out assists, obviously. You can send out your assists. You have this blue life meter, where if your character that's in battle is having a blue life in, that blue life can be recovered if you tag that character out and then tag in somebody new. So that's your way to get a new lease on life with some of these characters. You have something called sparking, where it's basically like the X Factor from Marvel vs. Capcom 3, but a lot more fair. With this, you got increased damage for your characters. You go into a healing mode for a while where you can recover blue life, and you actually have different combo routes too. And based on how many characters you have in, that'll determine the duration of the sparking. You got all your characters, the time is going to be at its shortest. If you're down to your last person, you're going to be in sparking for a lot longer. But what also you begin to notice too is that if two people are in sparking, their blue life doesn't actually show up, and then you can actually deal massive damage on another character. So it's up to you to decide when you will use sparking. To activate sparking, you have to press all the buttons. Unique to Dragon Ball Z Fighterz as well, other than just the super dashes, you have something called the vanish. Now the vanish, you hold two of the buttons down and you can teleport behind your opponent for the cost of 1 bar. I have nothing to add on that. Vanish is vanish. You can get a hit started, you can vanish, and then you can go into a combo. And you basically have the ability to teleport behind your opponent as long as you have 1 bar. Is that a good thing for Dragon Ball Fighterz? Who knows? It's a very weird thing, so we won't talk about that too much either. You have the ability to do a grab move. Your grab move in this game is a little bit different. It's called Dragon Throw, where basically you do a little mini combo on the character and then you send them airborne. Once they're airborne into the air, you can basically do, air combos on them. So a little bit different from a regular traditional throw, because this throw always leads to a combo. Or you can actually use it to snap your opponents in and out. So if they're tagging in a character or they're not tagging in a character and you want to send a certain character in, you can use the throw move to tag a character out, which is pretty useful, admittedly. Your bar. Yeah, so your bar goes up to 7. With this bar, you can utilize things, as we mentioned, the vanish, but you can also do super moves. So your characters have like certain super moves that will take like 1 bar or like 3 bars, or in certain cases multiple bars. These are obviously more powerful moves, and as you do combos, they scale accordingly and deal less damage, but are very potent when they're not in combos. What else do we use with our ball? You also have like EX versions of your normal character moves where you can use those with bars too. One of the weirdest mechanics in this game is called the Summon Shinra mechanic. Well, he'll basically either give you a resurrected character, he'll restore your health, or he'll give you an extra sparking. To do this, you're going to have to meet the requirements and gather the 7 Dragon Balls. So this brings us to the next part. You have something called the auto combo. Auto combos are very controversial because they always are in competitive games, because people assume that if you have an auto combo, you don't know what you're doing. Which, that's a very fair thing to say actually. If you have an auto combo, you pretty much spam it and you don't know what to do. So fighters, instead of making the auto combo optional, they basically, I mean, you can still not do it, but it's basically integrated into the battle system, where if you press square a bunch of times or your light attack a bunch of times, you will go into an auto combo. These auto combos are unique between the cast. Some people have great ones, some people have terrible ones. You'll have to pick the characters and figure out which ones are good and which ones are bad. Usually the triangle ones are kind of weird. You usually don't see people use that, but the square ones, the light ones, people use those all the time. This mechanic has been very divisive, but it's part of the game, and it's literally built into the game, to the point where when we get a character trigger, we actually try to guess, is that character's auto combo, before we start going through his like normal attacks with like their light, medium, and heavy attacks. We use the special button as like a key blast type deal, and it also, if you hold back on it, you have the ability to reflect, which is kind of like a parry, where you're able to basically, you can even reflect like powerful attacks like level 3s and everything. Dragon Ball Z Fighterz, I spent many of times online fighting people, getting killed online, getting better online, getting killed online. It was awful. But I always come back to this game because this game is still getting supported and it's pretty fun. We finally have a good Dragon Ball Z game on our hands. Dragon Ball Z Fighterz. Man. Can't wait for Dragon Ball Z Fighterz 2. Anyway, if you have anything to put in the comments, if you like this game, you think it's the worst Dragon Ball Z game, I don't think you would think that, but who knows. I think it's one of the greatest. Anyway, I'm about done. I'm getting tired of talking. I've been talking for a minute. I've run out of things to say. Go play some Dragon Ball Z Fighterz. You might like it. Peace.